Hi everyone. Sorry, it's been so long. I've been a goofball and got distracted by biking and hanging out with my children. Sorry, but I love you all. You know that because I get to see you on the Zooms. So, enough of me. I am going to read you a book, and it is one of my favorites. I saw that Mrs. Protzman read it last week on one of Mrs. Avila's emails, but guess what? I'm going to read it again. It really is one of my favorites. It's called Harry by the Sea. Let's make sure that you can see. There we go. All right, Harry by the Sea. It's by Jean Zion. And remember I read Harry the Dirty Dog? Well, this is another one about Harry the Dirty Dog. Harry was a white dog with black spots who liked everything about the seashore except the hot sun. I have to fix my stool. One day when the sun was hotter than ever, Harry looked for a shady place to sit. But when he tried to get under the family's beach umbrella, do you think they said anything? It was too crowded, and the family made him leave. Oh, he looks sad. When he crawled into the children's sandcastle, that was a good idea of his. The wolves fell in, and the children chased him away. Oh dear, poor Harry. When he walked in the shade of a big lady that a big lady made, she became angry and made him stop following her. Oh no, poor Harry. Get lost, she said. She was very annoyed. The sun was very hot, and Harry had walked a long way from the main beach. He was tired, so he sat down at the water's edge. All of a sudden, a big wave came from behind and crashed right on top of him. I don't like when that happens to me. When the wave rolled back, Harry was left floating in the water. He was completely covered with seaweed. He didn't look like a dog anymore. He looked like something from the bottom of the sea. Suddenly, a lady saw him floating toward her. "Help! Help!" she cried. "It's a sea monster!" The lifeguard heard her and blew his whistle. "Everybody out!" he shouted. "Everybody out!" Oh my fingers aren't working. Remember that would happen at school sometimes. Everyone ran out of the water, and so did Harry. He was still covered with cold, wet seaweed. It made him feel cool and comfortable, and now he didn't mind the sun at all. He felt so good, he started running back to his family. On his way, some people saw him. "It's a sea serpent," one of them screamed. "It's a giant sandworm," shrieked another. Harry had water in his ears and could hardly hear them. He kept on running toward the main beach. They look horrified, don't they? When he got there, Harry stopped and stared. Instead of just his family's umbrella, now there were hundreds of them. They were all striped, just like his family's. Harry couldn't tell one umbrella from another. Suddenly, two beach attendants saw him. "Holy smoke!" one of them gasped. "What's that?" "It's a bushy-backed sea slug," exclaimed the other. They whispered for a moment. Then they ran. Harry went from umbrella to umbrella, but he couldn't find his family. Everyone wore sun hats and sunglasses, and everyone used suntan oil, just like his family. Harry looked and sniffed very hard, but it was no use. He couldn't tell one family from another. Suddenly the two beach attendants came running back, carrying a big trash basket. They ran toward Harry. "Stand back!" one of them said to the crowd. "We're going to catch it and take it to the aquarium," said the other. I bet they thought that was a good idea, since it's a sea creature. Then they tiptoed right up behind Harry and raised the trash basket over his head. Harry didn't know the beach attendants were behind him. He was listening to something. He thought he heard someone calling his name. There it was again. "Harry! Harry! Harry!" Now Harry was sure. He didn't wait another minute. Just as the basket came down, he ran. He ran right out from under the basket. It happened so fast, the beach attendants just stood there with their mouths open. As he raced through the crowd, some people screamed, some people ran, and some people did both. But Harry paid no attention. He kept on running across the beach. When he got to the hot dog stand, he stopped and barked happily. Behind the counter, the hot dog man was shouting. It was his voice that Harry had heard, but Harry had water in his ears and couldn't hear very well. The man wasn't shouting, "Harry, Harry, Harry." He was shouting, "Hurry, hurry, hurry, get 'em while they're hot." Harry still thought the man was calling his name. He barked and jumped with joy. He jumped so much that suddenly the seaweed all fell off. When the crowd saw that Harry was a dog, they gasped. They could hardly believe their eyes. All at once, Harry began to jump higher than ever. He saw the children. They were running toward him. "Oh, Harry," they cried, "we heard you bark. We've been looking all over for you." Harry was so happy, he did a little dance. There he is doing his dance. The hot dog man was very grateful to Harry for bringing the crowd to his stand. He sold all the hot dogs he had. He gave Harry a free hamburger. The lady who had told Harry to get lost came along and bought him a cold drink. "You're no sea monster," she said. "You're just a lost hot dog." Everyone laughed, except the two children. "He's not lost," one of them said. "He's Harry, and he's ours." Then they hurried off to join the rest of the family. Oh dear, they look upset. The next time Harry's family went to the beach, they brought a new umbrella Harry liked very much. It was white with black spots. No matter how crowded the beach became, it was easy to find. But best of all, it was big, and when the sun got very hot, there was room underneath for them all. Isn't that a good idea? So they got an umbrella that was white with black spots, right? And look, all the other umbrellas are striped. That family was smart. You could make a collage and draw lots and lots and lots of stripes on a piece of paper. And then you could take another smaller piece of paper and it could be white, and you could draw black dots on it. And then you could paste the piece of paper, the smaller piece of paper, in the middle of the larger piece of paper with long, big stripes. And you could see that umbrella was not camouflaged anymore like all the other striped umbrellas were. And that is why it's a good example of why Harry's family thought of a great idea of doing an umbrella that's white with black spots. Lots of love, everybody. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow, some of you, on a Zoom.